Thank you most kindly, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, this government remains steadfast in its vision under the astute leadership of the most compassionate Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Kamala Prasad-Visesa, to transform Trinidad and Tobago's agriculture sector into a modern, high-value, technology-driven and export-oriented industry, one that can feed our citizens, reduce our import dependency, earn foreign exchange, create sustainable jobs, and safeguard our environment. This commitment is clearly reflected in the increased allocation of fiscal 2026, for which, Mr. Chairman, I wish to express my sincere gratitude to the Minister of Finance. The Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries has been aligned and realigned to focus strategically on the revitalization of agriculture and its related sectors. In this regard, we are advancing key projects across major subsectors while simultaneously modernizing agricultural infrastructure, strengthening our pre-larceny prevention system, and enhancing service delivery to farmers, fisherfolk, and food producers nationwide. Mr. Chairman, through this ministry, the government is redefining service to farmers and fisherfolk, groups that have been grossly neglected by those on the other side. So as we move forward, our focus is twofold: to empower existing food producers and to attract new entrants, both young and experienced, into this sector. We will do so by incentivizing innovation, technology adoption, and the use of modern climate-smart systems that improve productivity and resilience. We are also placing significant emphasis on developing the agricultural value chain with a focus on import substitution, agro-processing, and export market expansion. Mr. Chairman, our collective goal is clear: to reduce food import bill, generate sustainable employment, expand market access, and build a truly food-secure nation. So in closing, Mr. Chairman, I wish to extend my heartfelt gratitude and appreciation to the Honorable Prime Minister, the Minister of Finance, the dedicated staff of the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, and most importantly, the farmers, fisherfolks, and food producers who continue to feed our nation with resilience and pride. I thank you, Chair.
Honourable members, the question is that the sum of $792,447,900 for Head 77, Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, stands part of the schedule. The sum of $792,447,900 for Head 77, Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, is comprised of monies proposed for expenditure under the following subheads and items to be found in the draft estimates of recurrent expenditure, the draft estimates of the revenue and expenditure of the statutory boards and similar bodies and of the Tobago House of Assembly, and the draft estimates of development program. We shall now consider the draft estimates of recurrent expenditure. These items are to be found between pages 415 to 419 inclusive. And we start with subhead 01, Personnel Expenditure, item 001, General Administration. Member Farima.
Thank you kindly, Mr. Chairman, Honourable Minister. As it relates to item 14, remuneration to members of Cabinet appointed committees, I see there's a decrease of $350,000. Could you indicate the reason for the decrease, and could you also provide us with what committees fall under 14 and the names of persons, please?
Thank you most kindly, Honourable Member, for that question and for allowing me the opportunity to bring some clarification in the public space. What you would have seen there is a significant increase in the revised estimate of 2025, which would have been utilized to clear outstanding arrears to cabinet-appointed committees that were appointed by the previous administration but were not paid for some years. So when we came in, we would have inherited that outstanding bill, and we utilized that additional funds there from the 50 that was in the estimates to the 400,000 that is in the revised estimates. So that is why you are seeing a decrease of 350,000. It's the difference between the 400,000 and the 50 that was actually under budgeted for this line item by the previous administration.
Okay. So you had the revised estimate of 400,000 in 2025, and that was now paid, so that the 50,000 that's remaining is for the existing cabinet-appointed committee. Yes.
That is correct.
So, right. So I asked you for if you can provide the names of those persons on the committees.
Sure, we have that. And if you
In the
would
interest
allow
of
me,
time, you can submit the names. That's fine.
I can call it out now if you so.
Well, if you wish
Okay.
to, but there's no reason
Okay,
for
we'll
us
we'll
to
submit.
take up
We'll
the
accept it
time.
in writing,
We'll accept, no
Minister,
problem.
because we're pressed for time. Item 002, agriculture. Item 003, animal production and health. 004, horticulture. 008, fisheries. 010, forestry. For fisheries? Yes, sorry. Pages 418 to 419.
Okay, can I also, as it relates to the number 14 again, exactly what committee is that? And I'm also asking for the names of the persons, and I'm also indicating that they can be submitted in writing.
Which line item?
Can the honourable member identify which?
14. Okay, that's page 419, as Chairman called out.
That's
that.
not fisheries, that's forestry.
Okay, fine.
So you would like me to provide that information in writing?
Yeah, that's fine.
Sure, that's not a problem.
Okay, so that's under 0110.
Yeah. I think member for Rima, we're still on fisheries, 008, which would be at the bottom of 418.
Okay, fine. I thought you had gone across to the other.
So we then get to item 010, forestry. Sorry, Laventer Lee Smova.
Yes, Chair, thank you.
Which item?
01008, line item 30.
Yes.
Right, I'm seeing a decrease in daily rates. So can the minister explain why?
Item 30
Yes.
in allowances. So if you look at the line item, honourable member, and you understand the allocation for 2025, you will see that this line item would have once again been under budgeted for 75,000. So we would have had to inject funds here in the revised estimate to bring it up to 125,000 to facilitate the under budgeting that would have transpired in the last fiscal term. If you look at the 2026 estimate, you will see that it is 20,000 more than what was budgeted last year, which is an increase from last year's budget.
Okay. Diego Martin Central.
Thank you, Chairman. To the Minister, on the same line item, Minister is saying that that 2025 was under budgeted, but I'm seeing that the actual for 2024 was significantly less than the estimate in 25. How do we get to the fact that it was under budgeted, Minister?
Thank you most kindly for that question, honourable member. And clearly you would have been here last year on this side when I was on that side, and I was asking similar questions with respect to arrears, of allowances for daily rated workers, and whether the allocation would have been sufficient And I will help you remember clearly what was budgeted last year was not sufficient for this line item. And this is why we would have had the 28th of April taken place in this country, where the citizens needed a responsible administration to come into office to basically fix the inefficiencies that existed.
Yes.
Item 010, forestry. Diego Martin West.
Oh, sorry, Chair. I jumped ahead. Sorry. Humble apologies.
No? Member Farima.
Yes, so that, Honourable Minister, just to repeat my request now that we are under forestry, and as I indicated, it's for the members of the Cabinet-appointed committee, which can be submitted in writing in the interest of time.
Item 14.
We have that information, Chair, and we'll be most honored to
Thank you very much.
provide the member with the information.
I propose to move to subhead 02 now. Goods and services, pages 420 to 428. Item 001, general administration. Member Farima.
Thank you kindly, Honourable Minister. Line item 16, as it relates to contract of employment. Can the Honourable Minister, there's an increase of 10.4 million. Can the Honourable Minister indicate how many positions exist?
Total positions under general administration, contract positions will be 149, Honourable Member.
Could you advise how many, are there any vacant positions and any with bodies?
Yes, there are vacant positions. 134 of those positions identified were vacant.
And are you looking to fill those positions, Honourable
Yes,
Minister?
definitely. And you will appreciate that we have embarked upon a mass recruitment exercise to fill most of these contract positions. A vision that the Honourable Prime Minister would have put forward. And as you can see under this line item, there is an increase of $10 million.
Yes, I indicated that.
400
Yes.
to facilitate the filling of those vacant positions.
Thank you.
Diego Martin Central.
Thank you, Chair. Minister, line item 43, security services. I'm seeing a significant increase. I'm wondering if you can just share with us the reason for the increase.
Thank you most kindly, Honourable Member, for that question, for us to bring some clarification in the public domain. That increase there will be to pay for arrears that we would have met under this line item. Chair, what transpired with respect to security services in the Ministry of Agriculture is that significant contractual arrangements were made to provide security services by the previous administration, even though it was not properly budgeted for. So when we came into the ministry, we would have met a lot of outstanding payments and arrears there. This increase is to, again, help fix the problem that we would have inherited from the previous administration.
That's good. That's good.
Thank you, Chair. Honourable Minister, on the same line item, could you provide for us in writing the number of providers under that line item and their names?
Mr. Chairman, I'll take this question. Mr. Chairman, taking
Then the minister doesn't have to intervene.
I want to respond, Mr. Chairman. The member asked
He doesn't
for a
have to give
question.
an explanation of ask for it in writing. If he wants to give it, he can give it.
Mr. Chairman, I think it's for the public to know that there was a hand-selected contractor called Guardsman Security Services that were offering security services to the Ministry of Agriculture without any proper procurement, handpicked, and a friend of the former minister racking up bills of millions of dollars to guard nothing. And they're all over the public service, please, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
So we could proudly provide that list to the member for Diego Martin Central to see what his former colleagues were doing at the Ministry of Agriculture.
Thank you, Chair.
I understand. Yes, okay, Lavantini Smova.
Line item 23, seen an increase of $1 million on the fees. Could the goodly minister clarify what's the reason for the $1 million?
Honourable Minister, can you kindly repeat the question, please?
Okay, under line item 02-001-23, fees, seen an additional $1 million there. Could the goodly minister explain the necessity for the $1 million?
Thank you most kindly, Honourable Member, for that question. This allocation for fiscal 2026 will be utilized to pay NFM, auditing, and software fees.
Okay, thank you. And line item number 22, I'm seeing an increase of $2.4 million short-term employment. Can you elaborate a bit on the necessity?
Sorry, you're questioning the increase in an allocation for short-term employment?
Yes.
That increase is for short-term employment to hire more people. I know this administration and this opposition, this former administration, Mr. Chair, they had a problem with hiring people and recruiting people and creating employment opportunities, especially
Minister, I would
young
just like if you'd answer the question with all the theatrics. It's clarity for the public, not me. I wasn't here before, so please answer the question as clearly as you can. Thank you.
Sufficient answer.
Thank you most kindly, Honourable Member, for asking the question, and the answer to that is to increase more persons under this line item.
Thank you very much. And while we're here, you could probably elaborate a bit on line item number 28 on other contracted services. Seen a decrease there. Could you elaborate a bit?
Thank you most kindly, Honourable Member, for asking that question. If you look at line item 28, other contracted services, you will see that the estimate of $904,000 for 2025, first and foremost, was less than the actual spend for 2024. So we started off again with a line item that was under budgeted and poor planning by the former administration.
Right, I'm also seeing a revised estimate here, so could we address that, please? Thanks.
If you may allow me to finish, right? So, would you like the full answer?
Yes, answer it. Give him the full
So, Honourable Member, This
Okay,
revised
the
estimate-
minister is answering. Let's get some quietude, please.
this revised estimate that you are seeing for 2025, we move from 904,000 to 5,954,000 because the last administration racked up bills and did not have an allocation to pay those bills. So when we came in we met outstanding bills that we had to take care of. That is why you're seeing that revised estimate is so high. So this, in fact, for this line item, Honorable Member, of $3.350 million is an increase from what was allocated last fiscal term.
Thank you very much, Minister.
Member for Rima.
That item. Thank you.
Okay, I propose now to move to item 002, agriculture. Member for Rima.
Thank you kindly, Mr. Chair. Honorable Minister, can I inquire as it relates to item 8? Could you indicate, is this referring to any specific property? Rent, lease, office accommodation?
Thank you most kindly, Honorable Member, for that question, for us to bring clarification into the public space. This line item, rent, lease, office accommodation, and storage, it is for the same thing, to rent accommodation. So yes, it is for renting of office accommodation. And would you like details as to which office?
Just, is it for any existing building or
Yes.
that you already have? So it's for a renewal?
It is to pay the expenses associated with that building.
Okay.
I can tell you the building and the details on it if you also like.
Well, just the building is sufficient.
Okay. So the building is the rental of a property at number 8 Inverness Street, San Fernando, for the Regional Administration South Office.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Item 003, animal production and health. Item 004, horticulture.
Chair.
Laventil East Mova, is it on animal production?
003.
003?
3. Yes.
Okay, we really need to make an effort to, I am looking up all the time and we really
No,
need
your
to
head was
make-
down, Chair. Apologies, but your head was actually down.
All right, so go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, Chair. Seen a slight increase on the items 3.7 and 4.3 for janitorial services and security services. Can we get a bit of clarity there, Minister?
Items at the same time, 37 and 43, is that
Yes.
what you propose?
Yes, in the interest of time.
Minister, are you able to do so?
Of course, Chair.
Compendiously? Thank you.
Of course. But Minister, he wants the answer in writing. Can you
Would you
repeat the
prefer the
question,
answer in writing?
Sure, that
That's
would be great.
inquiry.
Thank you very much.
please? No
Okay,
problem.
thank you.
We have
Where we are, Kishore, here? 004, horticulture. Item 008, fisheries. Item 010, forestry. Item 011, Pradial Larceny Squad. Member for Port of Spain North, page 427.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Minister, the Pradial Larceny Squad, I'm seeing that unfortunately you weren't provided with any funds for uniforms this year. How do you intend to deal with that?
just, if you allow me one moment, please.
You see in where I am, 03. Pradial larceny on page 427. 011 Pradial larceny squad, line item 03. Uniforms.
So,
Nothing provided for uniforms this
thank
year.
you. Thank you. And you will also recognize under this same line item, Honorable Member, for 2024, no money was expended in 2024 under previous administration revised estimate for 2025, no money was expended, and I thought you would have known that uniforms is only to be provided for those under the bargaining unit.
Money is to be, uniforms to be provided for those under the bargaining unit. Minister, you've just made my point for me. There were no uniforms because it's not every year one can get new uniforms, I assume. So there were no uniforms in 2024. Money was provided for 2025. You're saying that the revised estimate, because accounts haven't been closed, you're saying the revised estimate has nothing in it.
Yes.
So is it going to be another year where no uniforms are provided? Because you've been provided with no funds for uniforms, and the squad is asking about uniforms.
Okay. Thank you most kindly once more, Honourable Member. As I indicated to you, I'll try to provide further clarification that uniforms are provided only for members of the bargaining unit. These officers are contract work. They are on contract.
Okay.
Right? And this is what we would have inherited. You would see clearly that for 2025, a fiscal term, no uniform was also provided, and it's the same reason that remains.
Well, no, in 2025, there was an estimate, there was 800,000 provided. The accounts haven't closed as yet. So you've come with a revised estimate of 0. It does not mean that nothing was provided there. What it means is at this point in time, that's what you've put. Well, let's move on from there. Let me ask you a question. How many vacancies are there under the contract employment for predial larceny officers?
So thank you for your concern of predial larceny, and thank you for your concern of within the predial larceny officers. I can tell you,
how many vacancies?
In terms of the vacant position in predial larceny, we have 20 vacant positions.
How many filled?
115 established, and we have 95 officers who will be able to get their uniform under line item 12, materials and supplies. And if you look at this line item 12, you will see that there has now been an increase.
There's a decrease under material and supplies, member. So what you're talking about, an increase?
Thank you.
You know that uniforms aren't provided under material and supplies, but I'm sure you'll learn. So let me ask, out of those officers you've referred to, there are some SRP officers there, aren't there? And you know that SRP officers are not part of any bargaining unit.
They are contract officers, and their uniforms will be provided under line item 12, material and supplies, where we would have increased the allocation from 2025 from 70,000, what is you all allocated. We have increased that from 70,000 to 250,000.
Okay, Minister, you started off by saying that uniforms are not provided for persons outside of the bargaining unit. That is the information you hold on, I have 5 minutes, as you would recall.
Under that line item.
So you said that uniforms are not provided for persons outside of the bargaining units, and you said it with a glee in your eyes. But you've now said and accepted that the officers are SRP officers. And you've accepted, because it is a fact, that SRP officers are not part of any bargaining unit. And now you're saying, but you'll provide them with uniforms under materials and supplies. So what is it? They're going to get uniforms?
Thank you most kindly, Honourable Member, for asking the question and for spending time to get a clear understanding. When you asked your initial question, Honourable Member, Chair through you were referring to line item 03, uniforms. So I
which is where one would expect uniforms to be. This is not about double palm, you know.
Well, I would expect better than that from you, Honourable Member.
As a former Prime Minister.
As a former Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, I would expect
Minister,
better than that from you. So
are they getting uniforms or not?
When we are speaking about what is expected, I expect that when I also attempt to answer your questions, you will allow me that opportunity and not interrupt with those kind of disrespectful suggestions. All right, so if we could get back to what we were and stay focused on the people's business. When you ask your first question, you ask it as it related to line item 03. This line item for uniforms is not to be used for these officers, and that is why you are not seeing any allocation in that line item for this fiscal term. However, to answer your questions on uniform, line item 12, material and supplies, there is that increase there of $250,000 allocated for fiscal 2026. So for those who you indicated are asking about uniforms, they will receive uniforms again.
Thank you very
in
much.
2026.
And just for the clarity of the record, Mr. Speaker, and I know Mr. Speaker is following on in his official book, you would see under material and supplies, under line item 12, there is a column. I'll move on from the uniforms part, right?
Material and supplies.
Let me now ask you, in the vacancies, is there a vacancy for an assistant superintendent?
Thank you once again, Honourable Member, for that question. And the answer to your question is yes.
Have you begun the process for filling the position of assistant superintendent?
My understandings, interviews to be conducted.
Thank you. Under contract employment, line item 16, there's been an increase of $5,650,000. Is it that in that increase of the $5.6 million, the gratuity for 100 officers will be provided? That is outstanding.
Yes, Honourable Member. The answer
So
to
they
your
could look
question is
forward
yes,
to that
they
there.
could look forward to
Thank
that
you.
in that line item.
And also under that increase that you have of the $5.6 million, the $1,000 for the duty allowance for the officers, is it going to be provided to them? Yes, it is.
It is.
Thank you very much, Minister.
Member for Rima.
This was asked and answered.
Thank
Thank you.
I propose now to move to item 012, occupational health and safety. Member for Rima.
Thank you kindly, Mr. Chairman. Honourable Minister, I notice this is a new item. So as it relates to, can you just give an idea as to what is the mandate of this department? And could you indicate how many persons are likely to be employed?
So this occupational health and safety is a critical division that all agencies should have, and what you are seeing here for the 2026 estimate, what you're seeing here for the 2026 estimate, we have 8 positions that are vacant to be filled for this division.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, can I continue, please? Okay, right. Okay, so Honourable Minister, under 16 now, there's contract employment for $2,943,000. So I imagine that is separate and distinct from your 8 positions. Could you give us
Those will be for the contract employment.
Yes, okay.
Those are the positions to be filled.
To be filled. Okay, so could you give us an idea as to how many persons you're referring to and whether there are any bodies?
Position.
Okay, so 8 positions, and that would be for the 2.943?
That is correct.
8 persons.
But to answer your question, yes.
Okay, so could you then provide me with the list of those 8 positions? And as
Sure.
I said, it doesn't have to be today. If you
Sure.
can
We
send it in
provide.
writing. Thank you kindly. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Chair. Line item 17, under training. Could the Minister elaborate on what type of training and who would be executing the training?
Honorable Member, this training will be for 400 employees in first aid, 400 employees in fire warden, and USH unit staff in accident investigations. Thank you most kindly for your question.
Okay. Port of Spain South.
And let me anticipatory say very kind thanks to you for answering my question. These contract workers on employment, have these positions ever been advertised and where?
In the process of doing it.
So
It's
they have
part
n-
of the recruitment drive at this point in time.
So they have not been advertised. Could you tell the public where would they be advertised, please,
They
sir?
had not been, but they are at this point in time as part of the recruitment drive.
So they are
contracted.
advertised. Where are those advertisements?
It's on the
Yeah,
website.
it's on the website of the recruitment drive, Honorable Member.
Let them go on the website.
They're on the
On the website of the recruitment drive, it's advertised. All contract positions that are to be filled in this fiscal term is there advertised. And persons are encouraged to go online and submit their application. And for those who are having any technology challenges and so forth, they can visit the cycling center in Couva, where we have staff from within the ministry and different agencies awaiting to provide any citizen who is seeking employment with help and assistance to complete the application process.
Well said.
Thank you
Davante
for your
East
question.
Mova.
Let's move on.
Thank you, Chair. This is a new area under the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries. I'm looking at line item 1.3, maintenance of vehicles. Just curious, how many vehicles would be under this new arm? And type, what type of vehicles?
There's one assigned to the unit from the ministry.
Vehicles. One vehicle is assigned at this point in time, and this line item is to maintain the vehicle so it will not become dilapidated like what we would have also inherited. We have inherited a fleet of vehicles in the ministry. When we went in there into the Ministry of Agriculture, there was lots of vehicles that was just not being maintained by the previous administration. So we're trying to avoid the vehicles from, being run down, from being, in a state of
Disrepair.
So one,
disrepair,
thank you.
so that it's there to repair the vehicles, to maintain. Preventative maintenance is good.
Okay. Proposed to move to subhead 303, minor equipment purchases. This is at pages 428 to 431 inclusive. Item 001, general administration. Item 002, agriculture. Item 003, animal production and health. Item 004, horticulture. Item 008, fisheries. Item 010, forestry. Item 011, Pradia Larceny Squad. Member for Port of Spain North, page 431, we're at.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Minister, under 011 Pradial Larceny Squad, as we pass the other divisions, survey and mapping, but land management, you would see under land management you had vehicles. I'm not seeing any provision here for the purchase of new vehicles. My information is that 2 new vehicles were promised to the Pradial Larceny Squad for this fiscal. Is Minister in a position to say anything with respect to this?
Honourable Member, can you advise me which line item you are referring to?
I'm referring to 011 and the fact that vehicles are not provided for when it's compared to others where vehicles are provided for. So I'm seeking confirmation that no new vehicles are being purchased. Or is it like the uniforms? You're not going to use uniforms and you're going to buy it under other minor equipment. Where is Ship Syndrome?
So, Mr. Chair,
Sir, are you able to answer now?
Mr. Chair, I can give an answer, but are you going to allow a question where there's no line item that the member is asking a question on? Because there's no line item. And the member should know better than that. I expect as a former Prime Minister, he will know better than that. I can teach him, I can school him on Standing Finance Committee, but
Speaker,
are you going to
Mr.
allow
Speaker,
a question with no line item?
Mr. Speaker, for the member's edification, this member doesn't nose, because nose is N-O-S-E. This is a nose. This member does not know better, is what you would like to say. So can we focus? Would you say whether you're purchasing new vehicles for the Pradial Larceny Squad? Why are you dodging the question? Answer the question.
All right, to raise your voices at each other.
I know.
There's no need to raise your voice at the minister, member.
That is so he can hear. H-A-I-R-S.
So, Chair, for some order in here, can I get a ruling on this? I can provide an answer because there is a line item later on that deals with
I think the line
purchase,
item
and
would
yes,
have come before whilst you were out of the chamber for maintenance of the vehicle.
no, Chair.
The Chair, with the greatest of respect, and I appreciate your attempt to rescue the minister.
No.
The question, you cannot maintain something that hasn't been purchased. It is either you're purchasing new vehicles or you're not.
So,
If you
Chair, I can
don't
answer the
purchase new
question, I can
vehicles, what do
provide the
you
member with the
maintain?
answer.
Can you provide so we can obviate the necessity for all of this back
So,
and
Chair,
forth?
I will help the member because he's having some serious challenges understanding how the Standing Finance Committee
Right,
should function, and he's clearly, we could see
In the
he's
interest of
unprepared.
time, if you are prepared to
But what I
answer.
will say, Chair, is that the 2 vehicles are ready for purchase. It is going to be financed under another line item. As the member could clearly see that there isn't a line item here because it's not under this vote.
All
It's
right,
under
so
the
suppose
PSIP.
the short answer to your question is yes.
Yes, under the PSIP.
Thank you very much for your assistance, Mr.
The
Chair.
member is unprepared.
Okay, so I propose now, if there are no other questions on this item, I'm going to move forward to item 012, occupational health and safety. And I see no hands raised. Subhead 04, current transfers and subsidies, pages 432 to 435 inclusive. Item 002, Commonwealth bodies. Member Farima?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, my apologies, my hand was up. As it relates to 433?
Yes,
Yes.
subhead 04. Those are just the items afterwards.
Okay, fine,
yes.
sure.
So 432, Member Farima.
Okay, I'm on 433, so when you get there.
All right, you're on 433. We just have
So just to make sure that nobody else is before me.
Commonwealth bodies. Item 003, United Nations Organization. Item 005, non-profit institutions. Item 007, households 433. Item 008, subsidies. Member Farima.
Okay, thank you kindly. As it relates to the issue of the subsidies, I know that the Minister of Finance had announced the agricultural incentive program to be expanded. So can the Honourable Minister indicate whether this allocation would be sufficient, and can you give us an idea what exactly would be some of these new programs? I know the Minister of Finance talked about, smart farming and so, but is there anything else that you can share? Thank you.
So most definitely, Honourable Member, and thank you most kindly for that question.
Yes, I see the Honourable
As you
Minister
could-
of Finance
as
gave you some
yeah, as you
instruction.
could clearly see under this line item 08 subsidies, you would appreciate that there would have been arrears year after year rolling over with these subsidies that farmers have to apply for. And that prevents the farmer from being able to efficiently and effectively execute the expansion of their food production program. What the Honourable Minister of Finance would have done is he would have increased this line item by $11 million.
Oh, yes.
From 9 million in the revised estimates to 20 million in fiscal 2026 to facilitate greater efficiency so that farmers will not have to wait for the next fiscal term to get their reimbursements as for their subsidies. Not this.
Honourable Minister, I specifically asked you, I thank you for all your elaboration. But my question really has to do with what the Honourable Minister of Finance said about the new crops. So I thank you for the additional information, because I think the public will be happy to know what new crops the farmers will be involved in.
I think that was your original question.
Yes, it was, but he hasn't answered it as yet.
So, Honourable Member, it's the same program. It's just that the program has been expanded to have greater participation and greater support system in place for the
So there are
farmers.
no new crops?
If you may please allow me, right, the subsidy on equipment related now to vertical farming machinery associated with the modernization of agriculture. If you want a detailed listing of all the equipment that have been included in going forward, I can provide you with that
simple
detailed
question,
list.
what new crops? I mean, I'm happy. All the members are happy to hear the equipment. So simple. I mean, I'm happy to know there are new equipment, vertical farming, but the Honourable Minister, when he spoke in this House, spoke about new crop varieties, climate resilient farming techniques. So all I'm asking you, I'll be happy to know. New crops.
So, again, thank you most kindly, Honourable Member, for me to help shed some light on this query in the public domain. What we have embarked upon in the Ministry of Agriculture is introducing new crops that are more tolerant to disease, that they are greater resilience to disease, pests, etc. So for those crops that you would have seen, like the citrus crops that would have been affected, we have a new variety of citrus crops that is coming into the market so that farmers who would have been affected over the years with this new incentives that the Honourable Minister of Finance would have introduced, it can help bolster production so we can have greater productivity happening here in Trinidad and Tobago for our local food security, and also provide the opportunity for our farmers to enjoy international export markets available. I can continue if you so.
No, you finally answered.
Okay.
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay. Item 010, other transfers abroad. Item 0.
Go to
I've gone to 434 unless you have something on
Yes,
433.
I had something on 009, other transfers. Fiscal farmers incentive, 25 million. Can the minister provide a breakdown of how this allocation? And again, you can submit it. That's fine.
Of course, I can provide you. Yes. I can provide you with that breakdown for that 25 million, how it can be utilized and accessed by the farmers. But this is really to provide support for members of the farming community, where the Ministry of Agriculture will be partnering, of course, with the support of finance to help our farming community out there. We have 25 million allocated.
This sub-item 06 was transferred to the Ministry of Land and Legal Affairs. Is that which one you're on?
No.
We're on 09, Chair.
We're on 09, other transfers, page 433. So I would provide the honourable member with the breakdown on the details in writing.
Yeah.
No, that's something different. Yeah, so I got the answer. Thank you.
I think my clerk didn't read the document properly. Sorry, I apologize. Item 010, member for Laventille West.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I'm still on 009. The 009.
His hand was up.
No, my hand was up. My hand was up, Mr. Chairman.
His hand was up.
For quite some time.
Whether she saw your hand. Till West have repeatedly said that I look up every time I
Chairman,
call you, but I'm going to allow you because I suspect it's not going to take a lot of time.
No, please, Chairman.
Thank you very much.
Deeply grateful. Chairman, line item 00907, Agricultural Internship Program. Can the Honourable Minister indicate what this program in this fiscal is going to seek to achieve?
Of course. So we are looking at, thank you most kindly, Honourable Member, for this question. One thing that the Ministry of Agriculture and this government has committed to is to provide support for our farmers and especially the young persons getting into agriculture, to provide them with support. This line item clearly does that. What at this point in time, what has been identified here is to pay a stipend to 30 UTT graduates who have been initiated into the agricultural internship program to gain hands-on experience within the agriculture sector. So that is for 30 UTT graduates.
Deeply grateful. Thank you very kind.
Okay, thank you. Okay, for the avoidance of doubt, I am moving to item 010, other transfers abroad. No hands up. Item 011, transfers to state enterprises. Subhead details, subhead 06, current transfers to statutory boards and similar bodies, page 435. 004, statutory boards. Honourable members, we shall now move to the draft estimates of the revenue and expenditure of the statutory boards and similar bodies and of the Tobago House of Assembly, at page 499. 08, Agriculture Society of Trinidad and Tobago, subhead 01, personnel expenditure. Item 001, general administration. Subhead 02, goods and services. Item 001, general administration. Subhead 03, minor equipment purchases. Item 001, general administration. Subhead 04, current transfers and subsidies.
Chair, can I just ask you kindly, what page are you on, if you don't
I'm
mind
on
me
page
asking?
500 now.
Okay, thank you.
Item 007, households. I move now to 09, National Agricultural Marketing and Development Corporation, subhead 01 at page 505, for the avoidance of doubt. Item 001, General Administration. Subhead 202, Goods and Services. Item 001, General Administration. Subhead 03, Minor Equipment Purchases. Item 001, General Administration. Subhead 04, Current Transfers and Subsidies. Item 007, households. Item 009, other transfers. 11, the Zoological Society of Trinidad and Tobago. Subhead 01, this is to be found at page 513. Subhead 01, personal expenditure. Item 001, general administration. Yes. Subhead 02, goods and services. Item 001, general administration. Subhead 03, minor equipment purchases. Item 001, general administration. Subhead 04, current transfers and subsidies. Item 007, households. Honorable members, we will now move to the draft estimates of development program, consolidated fund, page 184. Item 002, productive sectors, page 184. I, production and marketing. Honorable members, item 003, economic infrastructure, spans 5 pages. Therefore, I will also announce the project groups. Item 003, for the avoidance of doubt, pages 185 to 188. D, fishing. Member Farima.
Yes, I am on, just to be clear, I'm on 185. Yes. Right? Yes. Just to inquire, 015, yeah, 015? Yes, please.
And capability.
Yes, please. Yeah, Honorable Minister, can I?
We're not there as yet.
Okay. Okay, we're not there yet. Okay. All right, sorry.
E, forestry.
Mr. Chairman, Honorable Minister, can I make an inquiry from you as it relates to 2026, improvement of forest fire protection capability? Yes, I don't know that I don't see an allocation.
Thank you most kindly, Honourable Member. Honourable Member, I would share with you that the development allocations is different from the recurrent allocations. The development is for public sector improvement, it's for projects.
I understand.
So there is a start and a completion. This project would have been completed.
It's completed.
And closed.
Okay, fine.
I'll look at Lopino and then I will go to Laventille East.
Thanks, Mr. Chair. To the Minister, item 013, the reforestation of denuded Northern Range hillside. I observe that you have no allocation. Is it that this project has come to an end?
Thank you most kindly, Honourable Member. Member, this project also is completed and has been closed off.
What is this project? What was this project about?
This project is the reforestation of denuded Northern Range hillside under the Forestry Division.
When was it completed?
This project would have been completed in 2025. If you want further details, I can provide you now in terms of 2025, what was done and completed.
Thanks.
Sure. So let me go to the actual project here. Right. You will see the estimate for 2025 would have been 400,000. 400,000 would have been sufficient to complete this project in 2025. And a total of 20 hectares have been cleared and replanted in the St. Michael Northwest Conservancy. 50,000 seedlings were successfully produced to support ongoing reforestation activities, which would have been utilized in fiscal 2025. And An additional 10.25 hectares have been fully established in the Northwest Conservancy. Planting completed on that 10.25 hectares in St. Michael's. I want to congratulate the I want to congratulate the officers in the Forestry Division within the Ministry of Agriculture for the commitment that they have demonstrated in completing this project, and it is one that our PS would have visited herself.
Okay. Is it that there's absolutely no need currently in the Northern Range for the continuation of this project?
Well, this project itself would have had a specific activities associated, a project scope and etc., which you would be familiar with. So all of what the project was intended to achieve has been achieved. So there are several other projects now that will be coming into play, Honourable Member, and
in the Northern Range?
And there will be reforestation exercise, of course, in the Northern Range, in the Southern Range, in the Central Range, in all the conservancies.
I observe in the other
We have several other projects that will follow.
Maintain that recurrent because there's things going on.
Member? Are you finished? Laventille East Mova.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Line item 003E033, Outreach Community Empowerment and Mobilization Planning Project. I'm seeing an estimate of $500,000 in 2025. Could the Minister advise if this project is no longer projected to go on in 2026?
Right? Is it half of it?
Yes.
That is 033?
Yes.
Just one moment, please. Honourable Member. Thank you most kindly, Honourable Member. The activity associated with this project was for the upgrade of an environmental bus and the wrapping of that environmental bus for outreach development. That bus is a very old bus that requires parts, and we are in the process of sourcing the parts for the bus. We have not sourced the parts for the bus, and it did not make sense to embark upon a wrapping of the bus while the bus is non-operational. So in this fiscal year, on repair and on another line item, we will work towards getting that bus operational. There are a lot of vehicles, as I indicated, that the former administration would have left in a dilapidated state, but we will fix it. That's okay. We are working towards fixing the bus, and as soon as we get that bus fixed, we will look to see how we can proceed with the outreach program.
Thank you.
F, Land Management Services. H, Research and Development. I, Production and Market. Laventille East Mova.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Line item H548, National Seed Bank Project.
So page 186. Page 186 to 187. Which line item?
186 H548, National Seed Bank Project. Right. Could the Minister elaborate a bit on what this project is? And I'm looking at the estimate here. Less money allocated to it. So could the Minister clarify?
548, the National Seed Bank. Yes. Right. All right, so thank you most kindly, Honourable Member, for that question. In fiscal 2025, $467,957 were utilized for the procurement of 6 chillers, 12 voltage regulators, and essential fertilizer and inputs, and the procurement of a 4-wheel drive tractor that was purchased from Trintrac at a cost of $393,000. You want any further information on that project?
Thank you, Minister. Thank you.
Okay.
F, land management services. No, sorry. I, production and marketing. J, other services. K, drainage and irrigation. Lavender Lee Smova.
All right. Thanks, Chair. Under K, 001, Water Management and Flood Control Program. Seeing 2.3 million allotted. It was estimated at 1.5 in 2025. Could the Minister elaborate a bit?
K001, Water Management and Flood Control Program.
Yes.
All right, and we are looking at, in 2025, there was an outstanding bill for the sluice gate, final payment of $631,358.63 to be made in 2026 for the construction of cylinders completed, casting of aprons and wing wall completed, sluice gate to be installed by the end of November 2025. In fiscal 2026, so that satisfies the bills from 2025. And for fiscal 2026, under this line item, we are looking at the replacement of sluice gate system at the southwestern end of Orange Grove Food Crop Project. Honorable Member, you will agree with me that the farmers of Orange Grove will be very happy to hear that this project is going to be done in this fiscal term, because what we would have inherited is, again, a broken system where Orange Grove farmers have been flooded out for the last 10 years because of poor drainage maintenance, poor maintenance of these floodgates, poor maintenance of these flood pumps, etc. So we are going in 2026 to do the replacement of that sluice gate at the southwestern end of the Orange Grove Food Crop Project. Also in this line item, there will be some rehabilitation of the Heart Trace Phase 2 project, and that will be to provide and make available water for sustainable farming in the dry season for all the farmers out there.
Thank you, Minister. Line item 005K as well. Seen an increase there. Could you elaborate as well?
Oh, thank you most kindly, Honorable Member, for asking. So this line item 005, the project would be the development of water management infrastructure for Caroni and the Buccal area. This is a project that is being executed under the engineering division within the Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries. And as you can see there, in 2025, the funds in the sum of $831,775 were utilized for a contract that was awarded to PR Contracting Limited to the sum of $252,004.50 for the construction of a weir at the Guayma River. The works would have rolled over into fiscal 2026. where we are looking at the rehabilitation of road infrastructure works in project areas, the construction, completion of that where in the by the Weimar River. Also, a contract was awarded under this project item to Atma Construction Services for the rehabilitation of road infrastructure and works within the project area. It was looking at about 1 kilometer of works here. The payment to be made in fiscal 2026. And I believe there's one more. Yes, there is one more, another contract to Gauri Prasad Singh Contracting Company Limited for the construction of a bridge at the Weimar River, Kelly Village, and payment made in full. Yeah, payment for that project has been completed and payment has been made in full.
Thank you, Minister.
You're most welcome.
Item 004, social infrastructure, at page 189. B, recreation. Item 005, multisectoral and other services, pages 190 to 193 inclusive. L, agricultural youth apprenticeship program. A, administrative services. F, public buildings. K, lands and surveys. For a moment, I thought you were raising your hand. I didn't think you would be making a flippant gesture. I see. I see. Honorable members, we will now move on to the Infrastructure Development Fund. Infrastructure Development Fund, item 003, economic infrastructure, at page 300. D, fishing. F, land management services. J, other services. Item 004, social infrastructure, page 301. B, recreation. Item 005, multisectoral and other services, page 302. F, public buildings. Right, no hands being raised. Honorable members, the question is that the sum of $792,447,900 for head 77, Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, stand part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye.
Chairman, may I just take this opportunity to thank you for this wonderful session?
Just now, you'll get your opportunity to do so. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The sum of $792,447,900 for head 77, Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, now stands part of the schedule.
And thank you most kindly, Chairman, and I want to take this opportunity once again to thank the staff and my PS, my two PS and Deputy PS, the technical staff at the Ministry of Agriculture, and all our statutory boards for the support that they would have provided.
Yes, I too would like to express my deep thanks and gratitude to your staff and yourself for the outstanding level of preparation which you've demonstrated today, which I'm sure is due almost entirely to your staff.
He didn't sleep last
Thank you very much. Should be a sliver of brain.